There are characters in Peppa Pig who are very suspicious. Some of them are even quite dangerous. Do you know who the most mysterious characters in the show are? Miss Rabbit. We can start by talking about her, the character who really leaves all of us full of questions. Miss Rabbit. This character is surrounded by mysteries, and that's why she is very suspicious. Miss Rabbit looks like she might be planning some mysterious and maybe even evil scheme. She has several clones spread all over the world to control all the companies and shops in Peppa's world. The strangest thing is that she even has a shop on the moon. But selling things to who? It's not like the moon has a lot of people there to buy what she's selling. And all the mystery around her involves how much she works and where so many clones came from. You might think they are all sisters, but that doesn't make sense because Miss Rabbit is the sister of Rebecca Rabbit's mother, and they are different as characters. But when we talk about the copies, it's like we're talking about the exact same person. Will she ever reveal what her real plan for world domination is? We'll have to wait and see, but until then, you already know, right? Another Cinewave is starting! Lorenzo Lion. Lorenzo Lion is a very suspicious character. Let's start by saying that he is the same age as Peppa, which means that according to the rules of the series and the real world, he should have existed since season 1. Now, look how strange this is. His father, Mr. Lion, has been in the series since the Zoo episode, which aired in 2017, 8 years ago. And even so, Lorenzo didn't appear at any moment. The little lion's house is inside the city zoo, the same place that Peppa visited that day, but we never saw Lorenzo appear until now when he finally debuted in the series. He is suspicious because he doesn't study at the same school as Peppa, and he also helps his father with the zoo, but nobody has ever seen him around there. Could something strange be happening? Some people even think he might be a ghost. Did you know that? Pirate. The pirate Redbeard is one of the most suspicious characters in the entire Peppa show. To begin with, he isn't even a character who only appears in Peppa's world. He is also present in Ben and Holly, another series about fairies and elves. He also keeps walking around Peppa's town looking for something. You might think it's treasure, but that seems to be a lie since Redbeard already has his chest full of coins and precious gems. Not to mention that he is one of the few humans who appear in the series. That's why he is extremely suspicious, and many people think he might actually be the narrator of the series. Think about how that could make sense. He is always doing something mysterious, and he is part of another animated show. So what is he really doing in Peppa's town? Mr. Fox. And what can we say about Mr. Fox? One of the most suspicious characters in the entire show. Everyone thinks that he is actually a thief, but to be fair to him, it's very possible that people are exaggerating with this very mean theory. Who said he's a thief? Just because he walks around his neighbor's gardens during the night and sells objects that look very similar to things that were inside their houses. That's mean. Well, it would be if it weren't true. Mr. Fox is actually a reference to the fact that in the real world, foxes are animals that really like to take things that don't belong to them. And the most suspicious part is that the whole town knows what he does, but nobody reports him to the police. We know the reason. 1 degree. If Mr. Fox were arrested, his son might lose the chance to study, since it's his shop that supports poor Freddy. Besides that, Freddy's dream is to become a police officer, and having a father who is a villain could make that harder for him. But of course, these are just theories. Now, the fact that Mr. Fox is truly a big suspect in this universe is true. If he isn't a thief, then what is he doing in other people's backyards during the night? Would you buy something from Mr. Fox's shop? And for you who made it this far, we have a special invitation. Click the join button down below and become part of our exclusive group of subscribers. We have 3 plans for you to choose from. You can become a Wave Fund member and use our badges on your profile and special emojis in the channel's video comments. Or you can become a Wave Plus member and get early access to our videos and priority replies in the comments. But if you want access to our exclusive members-only videos and polls, you can become a Wave Max member. Starting at $2.99, you can become the newest member of Cinewave. Click now and get even closer to us. Mr. Potato. Mr. Potato is definitely one of the biggest suspects in Peppa's world for several reasons. You probably already know some of them, but it's interesting to talk about them in our list. First of all, he is a potato! And you might want to say that this makes sense since Peppa is a talking pig, but we still have a problem. Peppa and her friends are at least animals. They are alive. Now, vegetables that talk are something suspicious. Not to mention that Mr. Potato is very big. Potatoes that size don't exist, and that's strange. Now, the most suspicious thing about this character is the fact that he asked the children to eat more vegetables like tomatoes, carrots, and lettuce, but he didn't say anything about potatoes. Why is that? And what do you think about it? Mrs. Sheep. Susie Sheep's mother is one of the characters characters who raises suspicion in the Peppa Pig universe, and that's because of two things. The first is the fact that she never talks to her daughter about her father. Where is Mr. Sheep, and why have we never seen him in the show? And the second has to do with Mrs. Sheep's job, because in the episode Susie Goes Away, we discover that the mother of Peppa's best friend received a job offer in another country, but unfortunately it didn't work out and they had to stay in Peppa's town. Let's make one thing very clear. If you receive a job offer to work on the other side of the world, it's because you must be very good at what you do. That's suspicious, isn't it? Why didn't it work out? And what does Mrs. Sheep actually do for a living? Those are a lot of questions. Grandma Sheep. An example of a character who is extremely suspicious is Susie's grandmother, Grandma Sheep. This character seems like a super sweet old lady, but she doesn't fool anyone. When she goes to live at Susie's house, she shows up there with Chinese porcelain teacups, carpets from Morocco, and several other very expensive items that are sold all around the world. And sure, it's fine if she's a collector, but as far as we know, the Sheep family isn't rich. If they were, why would they live in a small countryside town far away from everything? Grandma Sheep has everything it takes to be an international pirate, especially because she moved into Susie's house bringing a lot of things with her, as if she were running away from someone. Do you agree? If not, that's okay, but you have to admit that she really is very suspicious. Grandpa Rabbit. Still talking about suspicious old characters, Grandpa Rabbit is truly one of the most mysterious figures in Peppa's world. To start with, how does he have a rocket? Have you ever noticed that Grandpa Rabbit can simply travel to the moon whenever he wants? That shouldn't even be allowed because it's way too dangerous. Not to mention that it must be very expensive. But since Miss Rabbit, his daughter, is the boss of all the shops, it's easy to see where he got so much money. And another mystery is the fact that this character is 100 years old. In the episode Sea Treasure, he says that he threw a bottle into the ocean at least 100 years ago, and rabbits don't live that long. The fact that he is a genius scientist might explain the mystery, but it still makes him very suspicious. What could his plan be? There's a new video here every day, so subscribe and hit the bell to stay up to date. Aunt Dottie. Want to see an even more suspicious character? Aunt Dottie, Mommy Pig's sister, really has a lot to explain. She was first mentioned in the episode Shiny Wheel Horse when she sent a gift to her nephews, a wooden horse that moves on wheels. Do you know why that is suspicious? She knows very well that this gift is dangerous and still sent it for two children to use. She grew up in that town. She knows that the place is full of hills and that a wheeled horse could cause a terrible accident, which is exactly what happened to Daddy Pig. Did she really want to hurt someone? That's a mystery. Mr. Labrador. Mr. Labrador is one of the characters who really makes everyone a little scared because of how suspicious he is. He might be a spy watching Peppa. He is in New York when the Pig family is visiting the Empire State Building. He also disguises himself as a royal guard when our main character goes to London, and he also appears in Paris when Daddy Pig takes the family to visit the Eiffel Tower. This character seems to be following our main character everywhere, and that is a very big mystery. Mr. Labrador is very suspicious, maybe even too suspicious. Mr. Bull. Even more suspicious is Mr. Bull, who happens to work with Mr. Labrador on the city's construction projects. Mr. Bull has this friendly, nice guy energy and all that, but he doesn't fool anyone. We know what he's doing. There have already been at least 4 episodes where he needs to fix the roof of Madame Gazelle's school because water is leaking through it. But wait, why? Mr. Bull never seems to actually fix the school's roof. He just finds a way to stop the leaks for a while, but only until they start again later. In other words, he isn't really doing the job properly so he can keep getting paid every single month. That's why he always goes back to the school to check if the roof he never properly fixed has broken again. Police. Have you ever noticed that the police officers in Peppa's world are anything but good police officers? And that is very suspicious. Let's start with the episode Police Station, when the squirrel officer gave a ticket to a lamppost as if lampposts could be guilty of something. And there was also that boat story when the police took Peppa on a trip and didn't notice that a pirate is actually a pirate. They let Redbeard escape with a treasure. And there was the day when the children dug a tunnel all the way to the police station, took a treasure chest, and the police didn't notice anything. And when they finally found out, they didn't punish anyone as if children could just do something like that. Are they really real police officers? Wolves. Another very suspicious character is Mr. Wolf. Actually the whole group, but the father of the family is the most mysterious of them all. He keeps leaving very creepy hints about how he would like to devour Daddy Pig, like when they were on a little boat and Mr. Wolf said he was really hungry while looking straight at Daddy Pig, or when he blew on the house where he was going to live and told Daddy Pig that he would like to know where he and the Pig family lived. making a reference to the story of the Three Little Pigs, where the wolf wanted to eat the main characters. Mr. Wolf is more than suspicious. He is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous than him is missing the latest news from the channel. We've left 2 videos on your screen so you can choose and keep having fun with us. See you in the next video!